Hi everyone, I'm Agi and welcome with lots of love to the Reach Your Soul channel. I created this space to share practical, easy to understand, yet informative insights about the journey of the twin flame connection or the ups and downs we experience on this path. If you have any topics or questions you would like me to talk about in future videos, just leave a comment. I will do my best to bring you inspiration and helpful perspectives in upcoming videos. Today's video is a special request, and my goal is to give you some tools, tips and guidance to raise your own vibration, and in doing so, raise the collective consciousness too. So today I want to share with you a fantastic map that has helped me a lot during the journey, the Map of Consciousness from David R. Hawkins. Stay with me because I will also share practical tips. And don't forget to subscribe and give it a like if you like the content. If you wish to talk to me or you are interested at any of my services, you can find all the details in the video description. So let's start. Who was David R. Hawkins? David R. Hawkins is an American psychiatrist, spiritual teacher, and scientist who researched human consciousness for over 50 years. He didn't just write books. His teachings are based on his own inner experiences, healing practice, and scientific measurements. His best-known work is The Power versus Force, where he introduced the map of consciousness. If you are interested in this deep theory or the testing method he used to calibrate the values, I encourage you to look it up. But today I will give you a practical, easy to follow summary. So what is the map of consciousness at all? Hawkins created a scale from 0 to 1000 where every number represents a level of consciousness, emotional state, and energetic frequency. Below 200, consciousness is destructive, driven by fear, shame, guilt, and other limiting beliefs and feelings. Above 200, consciousness is constructive, operating with courage, acceptance, love, and joy. As you move up the scale, you experience more inner peace, happiness, and freedom. The highest levels, above 600, represent unity consciousness and spiritual enlightenment. So how does this frequency scale work? Every feeling you feel, every thought you think, and even intention emits energy. This is the vibration or frequency. Different emotions have different vibration levels. You can see here emotions and different state of being with an associated number. So from shame, for example, it's got 20 until enlightenment with 700 and 1000. Now let's look in more details, connecting each level to what you may experience on the twin flame journey. So let's start with the shame, level 20. This is the lowest energy of human consciousness. Here, feelings of rejection and unworthiness often appear. On the twin flame journey, shame can activate when one partner feels unworthy of the other's love or the connection at all. Childhood wounds and deep shame that were buried inside come to the surface through the mirror of the other. This shows up even if the other person is not there at all, or the other person does basically nothing, just by being present in this connection. Because they hold up such a mirror to us energetically that everything we have been hiding from the world becomes clearly visible in it. All that we believed was hidden behind the masks, all that has been dormant within us. And remember, the twin flame reflection isn't meant to shame you, but to start healing and start the self-acceptance process. So you can only receive the other's light and love when you are willing to let go of shame, the rejection of yourself. The gift of the twin flame journey is that the other person senses all of this precisely. So finally there is someone through whom you can allow these emotions to rise to the surface. My topic has always been the languages, and my true calling to accept myself as I am and move in the direction of my own path, growing along the way. And for that, I had to surrender myself through the level of shame. The shame of not knowing languages the way my partner does, and not yet being in the vocation or role in every area of my life where I want to be, because I feel that I'm not enough for that, because it was my prison and the lock I placed on the door. So the next feeling is the guilt on level 30. Guilt energy blocks freedom and acceptance in relationships. People stuck here keep blaming themselves or others. In a twin flame connection, guilt might show when one partner distances themselves and feels that they betrayed the other one, or the other partner might take on that blame thinking they caused the distance. So guilt is basically a mental game that blocks true love flow. Twin flames don't focus on finding faults, but on realizing that everything happens for a higher purpose. The soul's purification is the goal. When I was able to accept and release the guilt, new perspectives opened up before me, because I no longer saw situations the way I used to, but understood that everything is happening for us. So the next one, the fear, level 100. At this level, the fear level, a person seeks safety and avoids deeper feelings or connection. On the twin flame path, fear appears when one partner senses the depth and significance of the connection but can't accept it. This often leads to leaving the relationship or suppressing emotions. Fear only dissolves when we are willing to face our soul's mirror. Our partner isn't here to hurt us, but to teach us love, even when it feels scary. When I was stuck in fear, all I could see was what wasn't possible, why I wasn't good enough, where I messed up, and how completely lost I felt about what to do. In those situations, I also looked for someone to blame, and my mind kept producing the same patterns over and over again, which only kept me trapped in that state. But when I observe the mind and stop believing what it says, and instead shift my focus to the fact that everything is okay in the present moment, as it is, I start believing the ego less and less whenever it tries to take over. Desire, a level 125. Desire is accompanied by a constant sense of lack. There is a feeling that something is missing for completeness. The relationship then operates from a place of dependency and lack, and not love. The longing actually comes from a lack of inner wholeness. The key to the twin flame journey isn't getting the other person, but reconnecting with our own divine sense first, creating an inner state of enough, not living in lack and trying to fill that void from outside. Our desires live within us, and they existed long before we met our other half. These same desires are now erupting like a volcano. They are simply waiting to be fulfilled, regardless of whether the other person is with us or not. This activation and the embodiment of our soul mission help us experience wholeness within ourselves. So we no longer long for someone outside of us to complete what we feel is missing. The next one is anger, level 150. Anger is one of the strongest energies. And in the twin flame relationships, anger often arises after separation, when one partner feels hurt, rejected, or blames the other one. But this anger actually comes from love, from how important the other person is and how unbearable their absence feels. There is pain and love mixed in anger. Don't be afraid to face it. This energy is not an enemy, but an opportunity for transformation. Often behind anger is an unspoken desire for reconnection and understanding. This is already a good level, a movement forward after stuck shame and guilt. Just think about it. It's so much easier to be with someone who is still in a state of shame and guilt. They are not angry yet, so the old game still works with them. But someone who's already angry can only be truly met by someone operating from a higher level of consciousness, someone who can see and feel that anger is really a battle the other person is fighting with themselves. And so they don't get pulled into the game anymore. The next one, level 175, is pride. At this level, the ego still dominates. There is hurt feelings, withdrawal, and the defensive attitude, like I won't make the first move. This stage on the twin flame path often causes misunderstandings, communication blocks, and emotional distance that prolong separation. True strength lies not in walls but in vulnerability. If you want to keep the connection, you need to let go of pride, because the twin flame connection only works at the heart level, which vibrates above 500 as a frequency. Pride, along with the thoughts and patterns hidden behind it, are still just the mind playing its games with us. When you are able to let go and open yourself to possibilities, even without knowing what response or effect you will create around you, you are already conscious and no longer giving your power away. Courage, level 200. This is the first positive level, where the soul begins to open toward truth, growth, and responsibility. Here, self-healing and self-awareness start, and we face our shadows. On the twin flame journey, this is when you stop trying to change the other one and start looking for answers within yourself. Courage doesn't mean no fear. It means choosing love over fear. The truth you see in the twin flame mirror doesn't judge, but frees you. When fear no longer just paralyzes you, but you are able to say, "Come fear, I see you. I allow you to move through me, and I know I'm not alone, I'm supported. If needed, we will walk this path together, but I will never give up." That's the state of courage. So we are going towards higher consciousness levels on the twin flame path. We arrive to neutrality, level 250. The world isn't black and white, and neither is your relationship. A turning point in the twin flame journey where you no longer see the connection as right or wrong. yes or no, me or them. At this level, you can see the colors and shades of the story. You accept that both of you have your own path, timing, and way of reacting. You stop wanting to be right or dominate. The emotional trap of they are to blame or I'm the victim dissolves. From your inner stability, you know you can handle whatever comes. You don't want to control or be controlled. This is the beginning of true freedom. This is when it begins, when you start to feel what it's like as the energy balances within you. Even if only for a short time, just really for seconds or a few minutes. And you step into present moment for this time. The next level is the willingness, level 310. I'm ready to grow for myself and for the relationship. Here, you are no longer passively waiting for the miracle, but actively participating in your growth. You are willing to self-examine, start fresh, and seek help if needed. You are willing to approach a task or a situation more than once because you realize that it can only become a win-win in the end if you take the necessary steps on your own side of the court, if you take responsibility for yourself. And yes, there may be many blind spots along the way, but the guide can gently help you move through them. The next one is the acceptance, level 350. Acceptance is a major breakthrough. Here you stop fighting reality. No more resistance, no more blame. Acceptance means embracing your own feelings and your partner's journey without judgment. You realize that everything is happening exactly as it should for your soul's evolution. Acceptance opens the door to healing and deeper connection because it releases emotional turmoil and creates peace within. Here you accept the separation, you accept the challenges the universe sends you, so you can grow through them. And you finally see that if you are not constantly looking in the mirror backwards, it becomes much easier to keep your focus on the road ahead. The next one is the reason, level 400. At this level, mental clarity and wisdom arise. You begin to understand the bigger picture and see your twin flame journey as part of your soul's purpose. Logic supports your growth rather than conflicts with your emotions. You make conscious choices for your healing and connection based on your knowledge and insight, not just feelings or impulses. And it's also very important that we don't just understand the journey with logic, but it becomes integrated within us, basically on every deeper level. We have truly released something when it no longer comes up, when there are no more questions in our mind, only the clear and strong awareness that this is how it is, and that's it. The next level is level 500, the love. Here is the core of the twin flame journey, the unconditional love. This is love without attachment, without conditions or expectations. You love yourself fully and offer your partner love without needing anything in return. Love at this level is healing, expansive, and transformative. It heals old wounds, breaks the karmic patterns, and brings you closer to unity. Until now, perhaps you loved, but deep down, you were still hoping for something in return. Maybe a message or appreciation or some kind of confirmation that your love was seen and validated. At this level, even if that old pattern shows up a few more times, you recognize it for what it is, just the mind reacting. You observe it and let it go. Because you know that love simply is. It gives, but it doesn't ask for anything in return. And we are climbing up to joy, the level 540. Joy is the natural result of living in love and acceptance. It's a deep, lasting happiness, not dependent on external circumstances. On the twin flame path, joy comes from being connected to your true self and feeling the energetic connection with your other half, even if you are apart physically. Joy uplifts your whole being and attracts more positive energy and synchronicities. When we say, do what you love, there is already a lot of joy in that. But when you can say, love what you do, that's a higher level of consciousness. And that's what brings true freedom. Because you can't always control what happens. But if you can find joy even in what seems difficult or nearly impossible, then you have truly arrived. The peace at level 600 is the profound stillness and serenity. You are no longer shaken by outer events or emotional storms. On this level, you experience unity consciousness, a deep knowing that everything is interconnected and perfect just as it is. Your twin flame connection becomes a source of inner peace, even through challenges. And this is what will stay with you for a lifetime, that every situation which could shake your trust in each other or in others transform into a playground with the energy between you two. Because this is the point where an island of happiness and peace resonates within and between you, and nothing and no one can shake the boat anymore. Enlightenment. Levels between 700 and 1000. The highest states of consciousness rarely sustain in human life, but possible through spiritual awakening. Here, duality dissolves and you experience singularity, the oneness with all. Your twin flame journey at this level is transcendent, beyond desire, fear, or separation. You are free, fully present, and radiate unconditional love everywhere you go. You are not only one with your other half, but one with everything. There is no question within you, only a deep knowing that everything and everyone carries a part of the same Creator, and you are connected to it all. So, this was the map of consciousness. And now let's see how you can recognize where you are on the scale and how you can move higher. So how to recognize where you stand actually on the scale? It's very simple. You have to observe your feelings and reactions. Ask yourself, how do I respond in stressful situations? What emotions do I experience most days? Fear, anger, or gratitude and acceptance? And here are some examples. If you often feel fear or anxiety, you are likely vibrating around 100 on the scale. If you can stand up for yourself, even if you are trembling inside, you are at the level of courage around 200. And if you live with feelings of gratitude, love, and acceptance, you are vibrating somewhere between 350 and 500. And it's very important to know this is just a snapshot, not a permanent level. Every situation, every day, every thought, every feeling can be different, and that's perfectly okay. You can move up in the scale when you use some practical methods. I usually and personally used also to raise my vibration. First one is the self-observation. Just have a break several times a day and ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? And observe this feeling without judgment. Just notice it. Let the feelings be there. A second one is the letting go. According to Hawkins' teachings, the key is basically allowing your feelings, experiencing them fully, and then releasing them. It's not about suppressing your emotions or avoiding them, but letting them flow through you. The third one is practicing gratitude. Every evening, write down 3 things you are grateful for. This simple habit measurably raises your vibration. The fourth is the forgiveness. Start by forgiving yourself and then extend that forgiveness to others. Forgiveness opens the door to love and release. The fifth is the courage. Take small steps forward, even when you feel scared. Practicing courage literally can lift your level of consciousness. Just tell your fear, come fear, let's go together. But we never give up. And the last one is the positive environment. Spend time with people, books, and content that inspire and uplift you. And one very important message to remember: don't feel like you have to be high all the time. Spiritual growth isn't linear. It's more like waves. There will be days when you feel tired or sad, and that's completely natural. The key is that you are becoming more aware of yourself, and that awareness alone raises your vibration. If you enjoy this summary and want to receive even more simple yet profound wisdom on how to raise your vibration, subscribe to the channel. And remember, every little step you take for yourself also uplifts the entire collective. See you in the next video.